Good morning, students. Okay, so today we are going to learn about regular expressions, writing regular expressions. The last 6, 7 sums are remaining for regular expressions. And then we are going to learn about writing a regular expression, converting it to NFA, and then minimizing that, minimize, converting it to NFA with epsilon, then to DFA, and then to minimize the DFA. Okay, I'll just repeat this again. Today's objective is to write the regular expression. Uh, then we'll see one problem of regular expression, converting it to NFA with epsilon to DFA conversion, and then minimization of DFA. Sometimes they ask the question for 10 marks. They give you the regular expression and you have to find out the minimized DFA for that. Okay, so it will not be very lengthy question, which because it will be asked for 10 marks, and everything you have to do. You have to write down the regular expression, convert it to NFA, NFA to DFA, DFA to minimize DFA. But it will be the problem will be selected in such a way that the scope is for 10 marks. Okay, but you need to practice for at least 10 such kind of problems. Okay, and see, for TCS, practicing problems is must. Every day you should solve at least for half an hour. Select the problems because you have learned the problems. You know how to convert now NFA to DFA, but you may forget the steps. Plus, there are so many states, so many symbols, and there is a chance of doing silly mistakes. So even if you know the method, but if you don't practice, then when you are solving the problem, there may be a silly mistake in the exam. So make a habit of taking up full-scape papers, and both the sides of the paper, left hand side and right hand side of the paper, is in front of you, and solve the problem which is visible to you in front of you, the entire problem. Okay, you should not shuffle the pages to see previous what is solved previously, then what, then copy it in the next page like that. You don't do that. Okay, so make a habit of solving neat and clean problems at home only. You have to solve and practice a lot so that you don't make any silly mistakes in the exam, because so many states, so many small symbols, so many transitions, and just you make a mistake in copying the transitions. Or even if you are set, you calculated epsilon closure set, it may happen that whenever you have to refer it somewhere, you may forget to take a particular state. So there are silly mistakes, chances of silly mistakes. Okay, so I'm just telling you again, this is a very scoring subject once you understand all the problems, and I have simplified them to explain you. I'm spending full day time to prepare the slides, because otherwise I do everything on the blackboard. So I am creating the slides in such a way that you understand it properly. So make a habit of solving the problems at home. Okay, and it is a scoring subject. You can easily get around 75 out of 80 marks if you are not doing any silly mistakes. So please start solving the problems. Okay, you may get the books in the market by the TechMax book of previous year or this year, or you can get it from your seniors, because if you're not getting from the market bookshops, your seniors might have the book copies. Okay, so try to get the book and solve the problems. So let's start with today's lecture. So is this visible to you? So we have done this last time. String ending with zero, ending with one contains zero, does not contain zero zero. That is 1 plus 0 1 star. Okay, no need of one, or if it is there, it is not a problem. Then we also seen that string does not contain double letter. Means if there is any A, it should be followed by B, or if there is any B, it should be followed by A. We cannot have two A's, two B's. or three B's or three A's. So we have two possible combinations. Either A will come first or B will come first. So the plus will be there. Okay, so I can say that if it is starting with B, if the string is starting with B, it may have AB ka sequence, and it may end with A, small a. Okay, here, and BA ka sequence, it may start with A or it may end with B. And epsilon is used to give the freedom. Okay, so only AB is also allowed, but BABE is also allowed. Okay, otherwise this boundary condition, if you just say AB star plus BA star, this boundary conditions we have to consider. That's why here with epsilon it is added instead of adding as plus BA or plus AB. Okay, we can write this in the another manner as AB bracket star um, plus BA bracket star plus AB plus BA. And the another way to write it like this. Okay. Have you seen? I have posted the tutorial where there are so many questions are posted for writing regular expressions. Okay, so that is a very difficult exercise of all the exercises. For TCS subject, we are having for TCS subjects we are having tutorials as a term work, and at the end of the semester, you have to submit the file with all the tutorials solved. So you have to solve it on and submit it online. Okay, this time till everything gets opened. So solve the tutorials regularly. Okay, in that regulars, this writing regular expression questions are there, and they are the most difficult questions. Okay, if you are able to solve them, there will not be any difficult question like that in the exam. Okay, you'll be able to solve anything in the exam if you solve the tutorial on your own. Okay, it will take time, so take your time properly, sit down properly at night dedicatedly, and try to solve the problems of writing regular expression. Then the next problem is that write the regular expression for the set of words x where x is less than or equal to 3. So the magnitude of x is less than or equal to 3. It cannot be greater than 3. So maximum length of the string is 3. Okay, so how to write that? So it will be either 0 or 1, or it can be empty symbol, or either 0 or 1, or either 0 or 1. Okay. Then strings with odd number of ones. Okay, now you start writing. I think I've done this till this in the last lecture. Strings with odd number of ones. So you may have single one or 0010 or all three ones or two any number of zeros in between. Odd number of ones. So write down the expression, regular expression. I'm going to see in the chat the answers. So how many ones can be there? A single one is the strings with odd number of ones. Means at least one is there. The minimum length string is one. After that, it may extra two ones will be there, or other extra two ones will be there, or other two extra ones will be there. Okay, no one is writing anything. I don't know whether you are listening or not. Okay, okay. So I got the first answer correct. Perfect. So you are understanding, Lyndon. You will have at least one compulsory one, and then after that, two ones are optional. So first one is compulsory because the minimum length string is one. After that, one can be there, and in between that zeros are there. So we will have the regular expression as zero string um, dot one zero string, and in the bracket uh, the zeros before and after, with two ones and bracket ka start. Okay, the next one. Number of A's in the string are divisible by 3. Number of A's in the string are divisible by 3. So you may have 0 number of A's or 3 number of A's or 6 number of A's. Number of A's is equal to, is divisible by 3. Nijo is saying B star A, B star A, B star A, bracket star. Correct. Correct. Plus B star. You have to add plus B star. B star A, B star A, B star A, B star, bracket star plus B star. For this boundary condition, all B's. Okay. The next one, language L is equal to, now there are 3 4 problems which you have to consider it carefully. Language L is equal to A raised to 2n plus 1 where n is greater than or equal to 0. So I'll say that the minimum value of n is equal to 0. So for n is equal to 0, what I'll get? A is equal to, for n is equal to 0, how many A's are there? 1A. So that's why minimum length string is 1A. After that, if n is equal to 1, I'm going to have 3 A's. For n is equal to 2, 5 A's. So first A is there always. After that, I'm having 2 A's, then 4 A's, then 6 A's. So can you write? A raised to 2n plus 1 के लिए लिखना है, where the n is equal to 1A is compulsory. After that, A for any number of times. And B's के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं लिखा है. And if we assume A and B, sigma is equal to A comma B. So this is the correct answer. Then B is added here to A raised to 2n, B raised to 2m plus 1, where n is greater than or equal to 0 and m is greater than or equal to 0. So assume the first string is n is equal to 0, m is equal to 0. Your string will be only B. If n is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, then 2a, 2b dot b. But n and m are two different numbers. So it can be anything. N can be 1, b can be 0. So if n is equal to 1 and b is equal to 0, the string is double A B. So 1b is always there in the last if you observe all the strings. So can you write? Okay, already as I can see some answers which is correct. A star, B star, B. Okay, so last one, A raised to m dot B raised to n. M is greater than or equal to greater than 0, n is greater than 0. So here they are saying that it cannot be 0. So at least it is there for 1. It will start from 1. So if it is 1, the minimum length string is AB. But it can be repeated for any number of times. So what to write? Correct. Nijo, Isha, correct. So it is A star, B star, A star A or A star A, B star A, B. Okay. So we have finished this exercise. Okay, so we have done with the writing regular expressions ka enough of examples. Okay, so we will do what we will do is that we are going to the next topic. Before that, I just want to teach you some new concept. So pay your attention properly. You're not talking to me, so I'm not understanding what is happening. Only few students are solving the problems. So all of you just keep your mind, matlab, I'll be alert. I'm just teaching you something new, some new topic right now. Now suppose you are having a language L is equal to 0 raised to m 1 raised to n. 0 raised to m 1 raised to n, where m is greater than or equal to 0, n is greater than or equal to 0. Then your regular expression will be 0 star 1 star. Okay, because 0 can be there for any number of times and 1 can be there for any number of times, and we are saying that all zeros are there and then all ones are there. Okay, so how to draw the diagram for that? Like the initial state is final state when n and m both are 0 zeros. So initial state will be final state, so that's why it is everything is star. Then we are saying that 0 can be there for any number of times. So all zeros are there in the state Q0, and then all ones are there. So with one it may go to the final state, and after that any number of ones can be there. So this is the diagram for that. Okay. So now, so this we can do. Okay, if your regular expression is of the type of 0 raised to 1, 0 star 1 star, then we can draw easily the transition diagram. Okay, just a minute. I just have to close everything. Machine is becoming very slow. Okay. I don't know why it is becoming slow right now. Is this visible to you? Someone please unmute and tell me. Is it visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, Okay. So now I'm teaching you some new concept, which is a very important concept, which is written in this yellow color screen also. Okay. Suppose your language is 0 raised to n, 1 raised to n, where m is greater than or equal to 0 and n is greater than or equal to 0. That means that if both of them they are zero number of times, can also be there, or one, or any number of times. So we are having this regular expression 0 string, 1 string. Okay, those who have studied about regular expression can understand that for 0 raised to m, 1 raised to m, where both the numbers are different, any number of zeros are there and any number of ones are there. Here I'm not saying that number of zeros is equal to number of ones. I'm just saying that any number of zeros followed by any number of ones, and this will be the diagram for that. That any number of zeros with any number of ones, machine will go to the final state, and both the states are final states. So 0 star 1 star ke liye it is not an issue. The finite state machine will be able to solve this problem. Okay, machine will start from here. If 0 is there for 0 times and 1 is there for 0 times, it will remain in the state Q0, and that is the final state. If 0 is there for 1 time, it will remain in Q0, and if 1 is not there, it will be in the final state. So only 0 is accepted. Then 0 0 0 and 1 1 1 for any number of times it is accepted, or 0 0 0 1 is also accepted, or only 0 0 zeros are also accepted, or only 1 1 1 1 is also accepted. So for 0 star 1 star, it is not a problem for me to solve the problem. I can have a finite state machine for that. Okay, now I modify my problem, and what I'm saying is that okay, for this also it is possible. Like 0 raised to m, 1 raised to m, where m is greater than instead of this m is greater than 0 and n is greater than 0. Equal to is not there. 1 0 is compulsory and 1 1 is compulsory. So in that case, for this problem also, at least 1 0 should be there and at least 1 1 should be there. So I'll modify this FA, and I'll say that 0 1 with 0 1 it will go to the final state. 0 0 zeros it will go to the final 0 zeros with 1 1 1 it will go to the final state. So at least 1 0 1 1 should be there, and this is also not a problem. Okay. So means when our number of zeros and number of ones can be anything, then we can draw FA for that. Okay. But if number of zeros is equal to number of ones, now I modify this problem further. Okay. Are you understanding? I'm just repeating again. For any number of zeros and any number of ones, including zero number of zeros and zero number of ones, here machine will go to the final state. We can draw the DFA or NFA. For at least 1011 and any number of zeros ones, also it is possible to draw the DFA diagram. Now I modify my problem. I say that my number of zeros is equal to number of ones. If number of zeros and number of ones are same, then I need to count. If one zero is there, there should be one one. If there are two zeros, there should be two ones. So for that, if you try to draw the diagram for 0 raised to n and 1 raised to n,
Hello,
both
ma'am.
are, oh, hello.
We
Yeah.
can't see the presentation slide that you're teaching.
Acha, it's showing me that I'm sharing it. Okay, I'll share it again. I don't know, machine has become very slow today. That share ka button is not enabled only. Just a minute, I'll try to figure out what is happening today. Is it visible now? Okay. Huh, okay. So what I'm trying to tell you is that if the string is 0 raised to 1, 1 raised to, okay, sorry. If the string is 0 star 1 star, we can draw DFA for that. If the string is 0 0 star 1 1 star, also it is possible to draw the corresponding FA. Because here we are not talking about number of A's and number of zeros. Number of, but if we say that number of zeros and number of ones are should be equal to same, like number of uh, my number of zeros and number of ones in the problem, if they are same. So if I'm having two zeros and two ones, or if I'm having three zeros and three ones, so I need to count that how many number of zeros were there before, so that I need to have the same number of ones ahead. Then the capacity of DFA or NFA is less, because we don't keep track of how many number of zeros were there. We, whenever we are drawing the diagram, we are just saying that zero can be repeated for any number of times. But if I want to check that if number of zeros and number of ones are same, then you just try it out. We are not able to draw the DFA diagram or NFA diagram for that. So I can do the conclusion as if the language is equal to 0 raised to m, 1 raised to m, means here m and m is used. So number of zeros equal to number of ones. In the other problems which are shown here, it is m and n, two variables are there. Now I am taking only one variable and I want to say that number of zeros equal to number of ones. In that case, it is not a regular language because we cannot draw DFA and NFA for that. And even there is a famous theorem about it, like how to prove that this is not a regular language. So we are going to have a dedicated lecture to understand and to learn about that theorem. Okay, that is called as a pumping lemma theorem. So we will learn that theorem, and by using that theorem, we will prove that this language is not a regular language. 0 raised to m, 1 raised to m. Because the capacity of DFA or NFA is not enough, we don't have memory. Now, suppose you want to solve this problem, then how to solve it? So at this time, we can think that if we are having particular stack memory, if you add a stack over here, then we can go on putting that number of zeros into the stack, and then in for number of ones, we can go on removing the elements from the stack. And such kind of technique, we can check how number of zeros equal to number of ones. So if for the existing machine, if we add a stack, we get another machine called as push down machine. Okay, so push down machine, I told you that it is more powerful than DFA and NFA. So our next semester, next lectures are on CFG and push down machine in near future. Okay, so that machine is called as a push down machine. Suppose you are having a FA or DFA or an FA. For that machine, if you add a stack memory, and you can go on keeping something in the stack depending on the problem, and then you go on removing that elements from the stack, and by using such technology we can solve the problems which are not solved by DFA and NFA. So the best example is that the language 0 raised to m, 1 raised to n is not a regular language, because here number of zeros equal to number of ones, and with DFA and NFA we cannot keep track of number of zeros processed before. Okay, so we can have some techniques such as addition of a stack, and that machine will be called as a push down machine. And so this language is not a regular language, and it is a context free language. That is the language understood by push down machine. Okay, so just summarize whatever is there in this slide. If there is a problem such as 0 raised to m, 1 raised to m, then we cannot draw the DFA or NFA for that, because it is not a regular language. But with some powerful machines such as push down machine, where we can make use of a stack memory, we can solve such problems. And this language is not a regular language, but it is a context free language. Context free language is a language of push down machine. Okay, so you can now, by this time you should remember that TFA NFA का language regular language होता है, and push down machine का language context free language होता है. Okay, and 0 raised to m, 1 raised to m is a example of a context free language, and it is not a regular language. We are going to learn in dedicated lecture about this, that how come, and we will prove that this language is not a regular language. Okay, so there are always questions asked on that topic. Now we will see this problem. So can it has become very slow today machine. I don't know. I'm trying to share the screen again. It has gone. So the tutorial which I have shared with you is having these problems of writing regular expressions and minimization. Is this visible to you? Okay. Is this visible to you? Now suppose there is a problem. Okay, at least I should finish this problem, but it is a very big problem. Suppose there is in the exam there is a question that the regular expression is given to you, and you have to draw the corresponding NFA. Okay, draw NFA for this particular expression. Okay, we have done so many examples for this. A regular expression is given to you, and you have to draw the NFA diagram. So what will be the NFA diagram with epsilon? Is that with there are two parts, either 10 is followed or 0 plus 1 0 star is followed. Okay, so if it is 10, then machine will either follow this path via q1, or if there is r2, this is r1 plus r2, so for r2 it will follow the another path via q2. Okay, so with for r1 I'm drawing the diagram that with 1 and 0 it may go to the final state. Okay, so I'm drawing the diagram for 10 right now. I have to draw the entire NFA diagram with epsilon. So for 10, I'm saying that from Q0 with epsilon, it will go to Q1. With 10, it will go to final state. Now for the second term, 0 plus 1 star, machine will follow this another path via Q2. So via Q2, I'll say that with epsilon, it will go to Q6. With 0, it will go to, again here there are two paths, either 0 or 1. So again the same diagram, epsilon wala, that either 0 or 1. Okay, so it will follow this path, either 0 or 1. So the same NFA diagram is there below. And then 0 star. So then 0 star means 0 can be there for 0 number of times. So if 0 is there for 0 number of time, I'm saying that it will go to the next state. But if 0 is there for 1 time, then with epsilon it will go to Q2, Q12 with 0, and then with epsilon. Now 0 is there for any number of times from Q3 to Q12. Again, it will go back, and 0 can be there for any number of times, and then it will go to the final state. Okay. So you know, all of you know how to draw this diagram. Okay. We will just see this diagram again. From Q0, it may follow this path 10, and it will go to the final state. Or it will go to Q2. Then it may follow either 0 or 1, and then 0 for 0 times, or 0 for 1 time, or 0 for any number of times, and reaching to the final state. So this is a diagram. Okay, there is a question for 10 marks asked in the exam. You draw the NFA with epsilon and then convert it to DFA and then find the minimized DFA. Okay, so what question we are solving right now? See this regular expression, draw the diagram, and now convert it to DFA. Okay, so this is a question of NFA with epsilon to DFA conversion, which we have done previously. This is a NFA with epsilon. We have to convert it to DFA. So how to do that? There is a epsilon closure method. So first find out epsilon closure of all the states. Now can you tell me epsilon closure of Q0? Write down in the chat epsilon closure of Q0. For that diagram, I'll just show you the diagram. I'm telling you that you should have a paper pencil with you. This is the diagram. Q0 going to Q1, Q2, Q6, Q7, Q3. What is the epsilon closure of Q0? Q1, Q2, Q6, Q7. And Q0 itself also, no? Q0, there are 5 states. Q0, Q1, Q2, Q6 and Q7. All 5. Okay, Q0, Q1, Q2, Q6, Q7. Now you tell me for Q1. Write down in the chat. Q1 epsilon closure. Q1. Only Q1. Q2. Q2 epsilon closure. Q2, Q6, Q7. Three states. Correct. Okay. Then Q3 is easy. Q3 is only Q3. Q4 is Q4, Q5. Then Q5 is only Q5. Q6 is only Q6. Q7 is only Q7. Q8 is Q8 and now you tell me about Q8. Epsilon closure of Q8. Epsilon closure of Q8. No. Look at the diagram carefully. These are wrong answers. Q8. See all the states which are reachable from Q8 with epsilon. Okay, so you are getting 5 states. That is correct. Now it is correct. Okay, so for Q8, it is Q8, Q8, Q9, Q12, Q14, and Q5. Total 5 states. For Q9, Q9 again Q9, Q12, Q4, Q5. So 4 states. Q10 is only Q10. Q11 is Q11 plus Q9, 9, then 12, 14, and 5. Q12 is only Q12. Q13 is Q13. Q13 is Q13 with epsilon it is going to Q12. So Q13, Q12, Q14 and 5. Q14 is Q14 and Q5 and Q5 okay, so that is over. Now we have to construct the minimized DFA for that. Okay. So I'm drawing this diagram. Now this is my what I have done right now in the previous slide is that for this regular expression I have drawn the NFA with epsilon. Then I have listed down all the epsilon closures. So I have calculated all epsilon closures. So this is my first step. Given a regular expression, draw the NFA, draw the epsilon closures, identify epsilon closures. Now I have to convert it to DFA. So what I'll do that I am drawing this diagram again, and then I'm saying that given DFA, given NFA is this. Okay, then my I'm telling that for the DFA, I'm saying that M dash is equivalent machine, and the initial state is equal to epsilon closure of Q0 numbered as 1, and then I'm listing down all the epsilon closures here. Now I have to solve the problem. So create the transition table for that. In the transition table, you have capital Q and sigma, where your sigma is equal to 0. Then I'm writing this epsilon closure, uska delta Q0, 1 epsilon closure delta ka Q with 1, and then the first state. Okay, the first state is the epsilon closure of Q0. Epsilon closure of Q0 is Q0, Q1, Q2, Q6, Q7 combined together in a single state. So it is in the square bracket numbered as 1. So I'm taking that as a first state. Okay, this method we have studied in detail. So that's why I'm going fast. So take the first state. Now for that first state with 0 we have to write down. Okay, so see here Q0, Q1, Q2, Q6, Q7 with 0 input. So Q0 with 0 nothing, Q1 with 0 is nothing, Q2 with 0 is nothing, Q6 with 0 is equal to Q8, and Q7 with 0 is nothing. So there is only one state, Q8. Q8 epsilon closure is equal to see the epsilon closure Q8, 9, 12, 14 and 5. So write down that as a second state because we have got a new state, number it as second. Similarly, for all the states with 1 is equal to Q3, Q10. Q1 with 1 is going to Q3 and this Q7 with 1 is going to Q10. Others are not going. So Q3, Q10. Uska epsilon closure is Q3 and Q10. So they combine them together in a single state And as we have got a new state, the number is 3. Now we take the second state leke with 0. You have to find out all the transitions. So with 0, it is Q3. उसका epsilon closure Q13 का is 13, 12, 14, 5. 13, 12, 14, 5. Then with 1, there is nothing. So it will go to the dead state. And dead state ko I am not numbering right now. Okay. Now you take the third state. Uska identify the transitions. So I'll do this again for the state, particular state. Q3 with 0 is Q4. Q10 with 0 is nothing. So we are getting Q4. Okay, Q3 with 0 is Q4 and Q10 with 0 is nothing. So we are getting Q4 here. Q4 ka epsilon closure is Q4, Q5. So write it here Q4, Q5 and it is a new state. So I am numbering it as 5. Now Q3 and Q10 with 1 is equal to only Q11. Q11 ka epsilon closure is this 11, 9, 12, 14, 5. It is also a new state, so it is numbered as 6. Now I have to take the fourth number wala state. So I am taking fourth number wala state here. Again doing the same thing. Then I am taking fifth number wala state, identifying the transition with 0. Now it is going to dead state. Then I am taking the sixth wala state, and for 0 I am writing. For 1 I am writing. Okay, then I am taking the dead state, and dead state clear directly I can write the dead state. Okay, so this is a method which we have studied in detail, NFA with epsilon to DFA conversion के लिए. And this is my DFA का transition table ready, and I have numbered the states as 1 to 6, and dead state is the 7th state. Okay, so then draw the transition, write down final answer and draw the transition table. So I'm drawing the transition table here with the numbers 1, 2, 1 with 0 is equal to 2, 1 with 0 is equal to 2, and 1 with 1 is equal to 3. So I have drawn the transitions 1, 1 and 0 and 1 ka. Then for second state, with 0 it is going to fourth. And with 1 it is going to dead state. Then third state, with 0 going to fifth state. Third state with 1 it is going to sixth wala state. Then fourth with 0 is 4. 4 1 is dead. 5 with 0 is dead. 5 with 1 is equal to dead. So 0 and 1 kill it is going to dead. Now 6th with 1 is equal to 4. And 6th with 1 is equal to dead. And dead will remain in dead. Okay. So what we have done, just see the entire slide. What we have done is that from regular expression, we have drawn NFA with epsilon. NFA with epsilon ka all the states ka we have calculated the epsilon closures. Now I am taking the initial state. Remember, initial state is equal to epsilon closure of Q0. All the states are combined together, logically combined together in a single state. So it is a square bracket, and the state is numbered as 1. वो स्टेट का विद 0 के लिए ट्रांजिशंस लिखा है इधर कर्ली ब्रैकेट में, and for all the transitions we are finding out the epsilon closure and combine them together in a single state, and if it is a new state then you number it as the next state. Like this you complete the table. This is your DFA, but it is not minimized, it is having so many states. Okay, so draw the diagram of DFA. Okay, now what is something new here which we have not done previously is that for all these states now I am giving some numbers to them. For all these states, I'm giving some numbers to them, and Q0 is already used. So I'm using the variable P now. And I'm numbering all of these states. So I'm numbering the state number 1 as P0. P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, and dead state is a P6. So I'm numbering them. And now I have to do the minimization. So for minimization, what are the steps? Remove the non-reachable states. Then find the equivalent states using square optimization, and then merge the equivalent states, and then draw the diagram. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so for that particular DFA which I have got in the form of P1 to P6, I have created the transition table. and I've written down all the next states. P0 with 0 is P1, P0 with 1 is P2. And I have marked the final states also. So it is very important to mark these final states carefully. Otherwise, there is a silly mistake in this case. So I am having 4 final states and 3 non-final states. And what is the rule of minimization? That non-final cannot be equivalent with the final state. That we have to remember always. So I'll find out first the redundant states. Redundant states के लिए I'll say that for from P0, P1 and P2 are reachable. So I'll write down that P1, P0, P1, P2 are reachable. Now take the next state P1. P1 से P3, P6 के लिए transitions है. So they are also reachable. P3, P6 are reachable because they are not in the set S. Then I'm taking the next state P2. P2 से P4, P5 मिला है. P4, P5 are not there in the S. So adding P4, P5 also. Then take the next step P3. P3 से मिल रहा है अभी P3, P6, which are already there. So there is no change. The S will remain as it is. But now take the next state P6. P6 with 0 and P6 with 1 is P6, which is already there in the set, so no change. Now you take P4. P4 se we are getting P6, which is already there, so no change. Then take P5. P5 se we are getting for 0 and 1 we are getting 3 and 6, which are already there. So there is no change. Now, if you observe, all the states are there. P0 to P6, all the states are reachable. So we say that all the states are reachable. So this is the first step. We have done this in details already. But if you're not understanding, you tell me, because I just want to give you the overview of how to solve these problems. There are 2 problems in the tutorial where you have to do this, construct, minimize, DFN. So yeah, all the states are reachable. Now do the minimization. Minimization के लिए I'm just writing this table. I'm showing the final states in the different color. In the exam, you can draw the circle over there. Okay, so so you know, and the rule is that final state can never be equivalent with the non-final state. That you have to write down. So in the past one, what we will say that there are P1, P3, P4, P5 will never be equivalent with P0, P2, and P6. So I'm writing that P0, P2, P6 they belong to non-final group of states, and P1, P3, P4, P5 are the group of states which are final states. Okay, so they will never be equivalent with each other. Then for P0, P2, okay, this is the screen visible. Okay, now we will see 10 minutes. Okay, so this is visible now. Now here P0. So what I'm doing is that I'm writing. So I'm saying that P0, P2, P6 is not equivalent with P1, P3, P4, P5. So I'm writing this all in the past one only. That P0 is non-final and P1 is final. So X it is not equivalent. P0 is not equivalent with P3, P4, P5. P1 is not equivalent with P2 and P6. P2 is not equivalent with P3, P4, P5. And P3 is not equivalent with P6. Like this, here all these non-final states and final states ka, in the first pass I'm writing all the non-equivalent states. And in the past one only I've identified because it is one state is non-final and one is final. P0 is non-final, P1 is final. So they can never be equivalent. So do this, then I have to try to find out. So I'm trying taking this pair. Start from P0 and P2. P0 and P2 ka pair I'm taking. With 0 it is going to P1 and P4, and both the states with 1 they are going to P2, P5. So here in this group, P1 may be equivalent with P4, but P2 is not equivalent with P5 because P2 is non-final and P5 is final. So we can say that they are not equivalent, and that I have identified in this past one only. Now I am taking P0, P6. P0, P6 with 0 it is going to P1, P6, and with 1 it is going to P2, P6. P2, P6 may be equivalent, but P1, P6 can never be equivalent. So I have identified both the pairs should be equivalent. then only this pair can be equivalent. So they are not equivalent, so I'm writing here x1. Now take p1 p3. P1 P3 में they are going, both are finals here, and here both are non-final, and they're same. They are same. So we have identified that these two states are equivalent because this is equal to this, which both of them are equivalent, and this both of them are equivalent. So that's why we can say that P1 and P3 is equivalent. So I'm taking P1 and P3, and I'm writing here that it is equivalent, and I've understood that in the past one only. Then take P1 P4. P1 P4 may be 0, the transition is P3 P6, and one of them is not final, final and non-final, so it is not equivalent. Then P1 P5, P1 P5 may again I'm getting here both are P3 and both are P6, means they are equivalent. This is this pair is equivalent, and this pair is also equivalent, so P1 P5 are equivalent. So that I'll write that in past one only I've identified this. Now take P2 P6. P2 P6 में one pair is final, one pair is non-final, so not equivalent. Then take P3 P4. P3 P4 में also one pair is non-final, one is final, so not equivalent. P3 P5 also the same thing. They are P3 and P5. They are equivalent. Yeah, by mistake I've written down here non-equivalent, but P3 P5 are equivalent, which I'm showing here because this is P3 P3 and P6 P6. Then P4 P5 not equivalent, and P5. So this is done. So in the past one only I've got all the equivalent states, so I don't have to go to the past two. And in the past one, I've identified that P1, P3 and P5. P1 is equivalent with P3, P5, and P3 is equivalent with P3, P5 here. So all these states are equivalent with each other. So we combine them together and draw the transition diagram. So for drawing the transition diagram, start from P0. P1, P3, P5 are equivalent. So P0 with 0 is going to P1, P3, P5 because I'm combining this P1 with P3 and P5. So they are combined together. With 0 it is going to that state. With 1 it may go to P2. Now for P1 with 0 it's P3. So P1 and P3 are merged together. So it will go to the same state. P1 will go to P3 here only. And then with 1 it will go to P6. Then P2 with 0 is P4. And P2 with 1 is P5. Now you can verify your answer. If you are able to draw the transitions for P3, verify the answer. P3 with 0 is P3. P3 with 1 is P6. Okay, so that is here. It's working fine. P4 with 0 is P6, P6. P5 with 0 is P3, P6. Which is already here. P5 with 0 is P3, and with 1 it is going to P6, and P6 with 0, 1 is the same state. Okay, so verify your answer here. Now you can even finally you can verify your answer for minimized DFA. It is 1 0 or 0 plus 1 1. So check for 1 0 it should go to the final state. 1 0 it is going to the final state. With 0 and 1 1 it should go to the final state. Either 0 it should go to the final state. With 1 0 it is going to the final state. Then suppose it is 0 0 string. So 0 0 string it is in the final state. If it is only 1 1 it should be in the final state. So 1 and 1 it is in the final state. 1 1 0 star. So 1 1 0 star it is in the final state. And this is a dead state, Q6. So like this, after that you verify your answer and then write down the answer. Okay, so this is done and even the time is over. So we'll stop now. Okay. I think you have understood today's lecture. Actually, it was just some part of revision. So what we did today is that we have seen some of the writing regular expression problems, and we have just combined all the small things which we learned in the previous lectures. That regular expressions से NFA with epsilon को convert किया, then NFA with epsilon को DFA में convert किया, and then DFA को minimize किया. So there are two problems which I have given you in the tutorial. You solve both the problems so that you are thorough with the concept. And then if in case of any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so we'll stop here because only 2 minutes are left, like 2 minutes to 10. So I expect you that you should solve the tutorial by this weekend. Okay, so see you tomorrow.